Sup guys, how's it going? Welcome to another Gamer Tech review. Now in this review we're going to be checking out the Phobya TPC fan or pump controller unit. Now this unit is accessed through the front panel. It's a 5.25 inch drive bay bit, so it fits in where you put your optical base and things such as DVD drives, CD drives, Blu-ray writers, etc. So first things first, let's check out the packaging. Now we do have very sturdy packaging for this unit here. As you can see, there's an image of the unit on the front of the box. You've got 4 spinning dials and you do have that screen on there as well, along with the title of the unit. So Phobya TPC 4x fan or pump controller unit. It's 30 watts power. On the edges we can see that we've got the web address for Phobya, so phobya.com. Also the link for that website is below here. On the back it goes through all the specifications of the unit, so material, aluminium, it's black in colour. The LCD display is blue. It's for the 5.25 inch drive bays. The maximum power output per channel is 30 watts. For the fan channels it's up to 4 channels. Fan connectors it has are 3-pin and the output voltage is 0 to 12 volts. A couple of extra units which it doesn't have on here is that it also has for each fan, so for each of the 4 fans you can also connect up to 4 temperature gauges in there as well, temperature sensors. So where you put your fans you can put your sensors in there as well, so you know whether you need to turn it up or turn it down, or again you could put those sensors in different areas of the case just to find out how cool or how warm it is in there. So with that run through of the packaging done, let's just get out the box and have a closer look at it. So this is what the contents looks like when you open the box. So here we have a power connector for the unit, and that is just a regular 4-pin Molex connector, and that connects to one of the ones that's already in your case. Then these are our temperature sensors here, so as I said you have got 4. They are all labelled as well, so you know exactly where each one is going to be going. And then here we have the adapters for the fans, so we have our the female pins there, and that connects to the unit, and then we have our male pins here, and these connect to the fans inside the case. We have a fixing kit which consists of 4 screws, as you can see there. Just opening this up. So a nice bit of safety padding in there. Do have a little bit of a booklet as well, which just goes through some of the standard bits of information. It is quite nice as well, so we do have a close-up of the board as well, and it does explain what it is, what goes where. So in this case, if you can see this one here, that's where our fan connectors go to, and that's where our temperature sensors connect to there, and that's on the main board. So here's the unit. As you can see, it's in an anti-static bag, as static electricity can be deadly when it comes to stuff like this. So if we just quickly whack it out of the bag, and here we are. Here's the unit itself. So we've got our 4 little sensors up here. Now these things, you turn them around and that will actually change the speed of the fan. Of course the RPM will be up on the screen, along with it will show the temperatures as well. And then just spinning it around we can again see what the image displayed, the earlier displayed. So we've got this is where we connect our fans in, and then this is where our thermometers go, and this is where we connect the power to the unit from the case itself, and that's powered from that single Molex connector there. On the side of the unit, as you can see, this is our mounting points. So we have got 3 on the top, 3 at the bottom, and again 3 at the top, 3 on the bottom on the other side. So this means we can mount it exactly where we want it to be. A lot of cases will have different holes in different places depending on what you're looking to mount in there. So as we have got 3 top, bottom, either side, it gives us a lot of choices of where we can put our things. So without further ado, let's just get it into the case. 3 of the 4 fan cables, as I only have 3 fans in my case which actually do use 3-pin. The other one I've got is a processor cooler fan. So I'm using here, this says fan 3. I've already connected in the other 2 here. And on the label here it does actually say fan 1, fan 2, fan 3 and fan 4. So I'm just popping this into the fan 3 slot, and that's in nice and tight. I will also be using the temperature sensors as well, which are here. And again these are all numbered, so as soon as I find, if I take number 4 out just for the moment, and I'll go to temperature 1 here, and again like I said and showed you in the pictures earlier, this one's just take a nice simple connection, and they just go on the other side right over here, and they just connect in via a 2-pin cable, and that's ready to be put anywhere in the case. All the cables are braided exactly the same way. It is a nice black cable braiding which they've decided to use. It's very handy as well using black, just because they are generally the easiest to hide inside the case. Unless you're using a white case or something with quite a bright colour background, generally cases inside are black or to that degree, so it just makes them a lot easier to hide in the case. There we go, so we have our power cable there just in the middle, we have our 3 fan cables there. I will actually use all 4 of the temperature sensors. I only have 3 fans in the case, but I will put the temperature sensors in elsewhere, just so we know exactly where they are and what temperatures we are reading in certain areas. This way it will tell me whether I need to get extra cooling for the unit, or if it's fine as it is. Hopefully I won't need to get any extra cooling and that'll be okay. But these temperatures will let me know exactly what is going on. So all I need to do is get all of these cables, bring them around the right way, put them into the case, and then get them all connected up with the fans, and then we're essentially all done and ready to go. So there it is, all installed just above my Blu-ray player. This is a Corsair Obsidian 800D case, so it is quite a tall case, but I'm really happy because the finish on the actual unit itself matches the finish on the case, so that's quite lucky. It all kind of matches in together. So I'm just going to get it all powered up now, make sure it's working, and then we'll have a bit of an update. And here we have it running, all up and good to go. So we have our, on the left hand side here, these are our fan speeds. So we've got 3 fans plugged in, so fan 1, fan 2, fan 3 and fan 4. Of course fan 4 isn't plugged in, so that just shows 0 RPM. We are all running pretty much medium pacing on all of them here. So we've got fan 1 1140 RPM, fan 2 1140, fan 3 870 and then 0 on here. So we are running Bitfenix fans for 1 and 2, and then we have a standard stock Cooler Master 1 which will have a slower running speed than the other 2. Now if you have a little look in the case, so that's fan 1, that's fan 2, and then fan 3 is just this black one here, which you probably won't be able to see that well. So if I quickly turn fan 1 up all the way, fan 2 up all the way, and fan 3 up all the way, now there definitely is an increase in airflow, there's an increase of noise, and if we have a look at the front panel we can see that the fan 1 and 2 speeds have gone up to 1380 on both accounts, or popping up to 1410 on that one there as well, and the other one's gone to 960. So this will be the maximum running speeds for the fans running off the 30 watt unit. Also if I just turn them all the way down, you'll see the lights glow down and the lights turn off, and if we have a look on the front here, it does say that the fans have turned off. It does know that that one is not connected. It's not just saying 0 because it's not there, it's not on. It is actually saying that the fans are now off, and they will stay off for as long as you leave them off until you start turning these dials here. So if I turn that dial a little bit, it's at roughly, there we go, it's not a 960 to 1080 RPM, and you can see the lights are dimmer than they usually were, and it is running nice and slow and nice and quiet. So if you want to have an airflow, which is quite quiet in the case, then you can do that with the case. Or again, if I turn it up while you're looking at the fan, you should see the lights come up a lot brighter. There we go, and then the airflow is back, the sound is back, and we've got a lot of action going on there. And now we're looking at the right hand side of the unit. This is where the temperatures are. I did put the 4 temperatures in, so it's picking up all of them, which is fantastic. The first one is sat on the CPU cooler. The second one's on the graphics processor, the graphic card cooler. The third one is just lodged in the power supply cables, and the fourth one is just above all the hard drives. So we're looking at 31.2 degrees or 0.6, jumping about there on the processor, 27 degrees on the graphics card, 23.6 and 26 degrees on the hard drives there. So we know how hot each different area, because all of these different areas are very important in their own right. So I know now whether I need to get it more cooling in an area or the other. I know if my processor cooler is acting as it should do, if my power supply is getting hot, if my hard drives are running hot. I'm quite surprised that my the hard drives are running hotter than the power supply. Yeah, bit of a surprise to me there. So maybe it means that I do, because there was originally a fan there, so maybe it means that I need to add another fan in there to keep those a bit colder. No, 26 degrees is already quite cool, but you know, every little helps. So yeah, that's how it looks there, and it does work. It's very functional, and I'm very happy with those results. So I just need to turn these fans back on there, so then we actually have an eye on what's going on. So yeah, fantastic. Altogether, it's a very easy to use, useful, it looks good, and yeah, it does what it says on its tin little unit. It is a pump control as well as a fan control. However, because I haven't water cooled my PC as of yet, I wasn't able to test out how the pumping works in there, but I'm guessing it's going to be the same way. You plug your pump in, then you select what pressure you want it at, and then it'll set the pump at that and just kind of pump everything around the PC. So yeah, I can't think why it'd be any more difficult to use than it was now. Very easy installation. It was just put it in the case, screw it in, although wire it in first. Put all your wires first before you screw it in. It will make it a ton easier for you when you do come to installing it. Otherwise you put it in, screw it in, and then you're going to have to try and fiddle away around and get everything plugged in. So if you plug it in first, and then screw it in, you'll find yourself having a much easier time with the unit. Yeah, the finish, it goes fantastic with black cases. It may come in other colours, or I'm not too sure. But yeah, the black that I've got here matched perfectly with my Corsair case. So definitely, you know, it's something to consider. And it is an aluminium finish on there. So it does, you know, it's not just pretend metal, it is actually metal. The knobs feel really good. They feel like they're, you know, they don't feel cheap. They feel like they're going to last there for a long time. And also I loved how easy it was to use, and the fact that you can turn fans off if you want to. You just turn down the power, and again also with LED fans, as you saw in the video earlier, if you turn the power down on the fan, it will also turn the lights down on there. So because you're sending, it's that changing that power that goes through to the fan. So if you want them a bit dimmer, a bit quieter, a bit slower, then just turn that and it does it. And I love that the temperatures come up on the other side as well. Again, it's just really easy to use, and if you need to know how hot somewhere is in your case, just pop the sensors in there and it just works. What can I say? The only downside I'd say would be probably my own stupidity, in that when I started to use it, I didn't plug everything in first. I quickly screwed it in, and then I tried to plug it in afterwards, and it just made it tricky for me. So yeah, the only downside is being not smart when you're doing it. So if you're smart, you're not going to have any problems with the unit. I will put down how much the unit is in the bottom description at time of video, so those prices might change later on in the year or the coming years or months to come, but I will put down there a link of how much it is, where you can grab it from. I just want to say a big thank you to Act Tuning as well for giving me the unit to have a little look at, have a test with, and yeah, so thank you very much guys. And yeah, please do like, rate, comment, subscribe if you like the videos. Check out something else as well. Share it if you know someone who's doing a water cooling or an air cooling project. Let them know about this, because this could save them a ton of time and it is spot on. So yeah, thanks again. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later guys.